All right, good afternoon. It's 12:15, July 14th, where we'll be discussing artwork today, a mini interview with the artist Shakuti Uday. So, Mr. Uday, we're going to get started. What is the title of this artwork?
This artwork is titled The Hive Mind.
The Hive Mind.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
right. Is it the Hivemind?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So let's get into it. This is a very interesting piece, Mr. Uday. So I want to know kind of where were you at? And I'm going to ask this a two-part question. The place of creation, meaning your physical geographical location, and then also like the area, like what inspired you, what area? Were you at a beach? Were you at on land? Were you in the jungle? Where were you at when you were creating? So that's a two-part question. Go ahead.
Okay, I was actually in the village in West Africa and listening to birds and breathing in fresh air. Everything was very serene. I was in a space in which I can sunbathe every day, sun gaze, receiving a lot of information from source. And it came to a point where this message came. What this message is not something that came in words. It came with pictures and images, and it just started with two hands. Actually, I draw with the left and right hands, and I started from the center and spread out. And then when everything came out, I was looked at it to interpret and get the interpretation from what it is that I drew. So the geographical location was West Africa, Enugu, Umaga.
Okay, and then you were in where you were at specifically?
Specifically was the village in Umaga, which
okay.
is
in the village.
A village in Enugu.
Awesome, sir. Awesome, sir. Well, good. And it's good to know. So to reiterate, that's interesting. You said that it came to you in a pictorial form, the images.
For sure. It came to me in a pictorial form in which I couldn't really, it wasn't words, it wasn't letters, it was just an image.
Okay. Awesome. So we're going to go to the next part of it, which is your mood or mindset, which you can kind of just elaborate once it gave you the pictorial. What was your mood? What was your mindset once you started to create?
Well, the mood was free. It was, I wasn't blocked with any kind of thoughts or suggestions or ideas. That's usually how a lot of my artwork comes, of just inspiration to see the bigger picture of what it is that I received in the vision, and just have to be able to just project that out, without any blockages. So that's the thing that I practiced over the years, to not to be clouded in my mind when I'm expressing the art, so I can express exactly what it is that came in. So the mood, I was very easy and free and clean in spirit.
Do you remember the timeline that this was created, Mr. Uday?
From 2015 or 16. Actually, the date is on there. Hold on one second. Let's zoom in. It was March 27th, 2016.
Interesting. Okay, I would not have noticed that. That's awesome that you put the date in there. So that was around winter time in America. So what was the climate like at that time in Africa?
That's a good question. The climate in March is, we are just finishing. This is sunny. It's sunny.
Okay.
It is sunny because we're going into rainy season. So
gotcha.
So it's the high point of the summertime, and we're preparing ourselves for the rain. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay. So next part is, what was the motivation for your creation?
The motivation. Well,
the motivation behind it, if you will.
It's composite of what I seen over the decade of researching colonialism
Mm.
and the conquest of the Western Empire. So after the decades of research, lectures, um, books I've read, everything just came to me in a vision and showed that there's one thing that needs to be understood about what's going on in the world, is that if I can put it in, if I can put this, if I can create a image that can tell exactly what it is that's going on in the minds of people, then this has to be it. So so I basically came together, with Source, and projected this image onto canvas, just to tell the story in one look.
This is amazing. And this definitely shows that at your mood, the time, everything, that you were clear and sound in mind, because there's so much going on. So you downloaded whatever came to your mind.
Right.
This is really, really definitely creative. So we're going to go to the part of where you describe the distinctive message and summary of what this pictorial is telling us.
Okay. Well, the Hive Mind, I like to start from where I started from in the art piece and when I was
Absolutely.
in it. So it came from the center. I started off from the center, and what's inside there is this W. I don't know if the viewer can see that there's a W,
Yes.
there's an A, and there's a S, and then there's a P in that center. And that's an acronym for white Anglo-Saxon people. Okay.
Awesome.
If we scroll out like we're doing here, and it's actually a web,
Yes.
you get the Hive Mind, okay, that is superseded on top of this yellow globe, or the sun, which is in the background. And then there's a cycle that you see. There's an arrow on the circumference of the circle. And the arrow is moving towards clockwise movement
I
into
see that.
the bank. You see that on the left,
Yes.
and then on the right you see money. Okay,
Yes.
let's zoom in. You see the money there. You see trees, branches, because money, they say money grows on trees. But it's very interesting that money, the dollar, is actually 75% cotton. So that's not even correct. But
That couldn't be. I agree.
so, and then you got the Joker here, with his crown, and then right underneath the Joker he holds the cross, which there's the pale, or colorless individual crucified on this cross. And so if we're still following the arrow, the J is the hook. I mean, can you see the J in the background?
Yes, sir. This is so interesting.
The J is the hook, which is what the fisherman uses to catch his bait. And it's very interesting that the letter J, wasn't in existence until the 1600s. It was invented in the 1600s. So the character that most, we don't have to say the name, but most people will associate this character with someone who was born in the world 2,000 years ago. But the letter J wasn't in existence then. But if we keep going down, you see on the right, there's a television. You see the television there?
Yes.
So the television is also supporting the Hive Mind here, that the people, if we keep going down the stairs, you see that there's the father, the child, or the male, the child, and the female, or the father, the child, and the mother. And you see that there's this what you call it, a rabbit, right? And the rabbit is a symbol for fertility. And let's keep going. On the left now, you'll see that there's two flags. There's the British flag, and then there's the American flag. And then there's the car who's right, the vehicle that's being used to promote the Britain flag. And then there's a helicopter being used to promote the banner.
Yes.
Of the American flag or American banner. And then right underneath that is the city. These are the people that this hive mind that's being promoted and projected by the entity or the corporations that represents these banners or flags. Some people might call it a banner, some people might say it's a flag, but so this becomes the organized or the disorganized religion, which goes into this institution, which when we see the cross on top of this building, minds associate this to religion. So let's say this is the disorganized religion, because this is what these words are symbolizing down here. So now you got another rabbit on your left, which, like I said, rabbit is a symbolic for fertility because they birth very quickly. The gestation is like 2 to 3 months, and then, or even less, and
yes,
they're giving birth again. So now this becomes the hive mind, because it's a circuit that the WASP, the white Anglo-Saxon people, created. I mean, these are the elites, so we can't say that it's every white Anglo-Saxon person, but the elites that created this system, have most people on the planet currently are subscribing to this circuit of dominion. Okay, so the image came to me to attempt to consolidate something very vast to describe, because this is not something that you can really understand in a day, or even in a minute or hour or whatever. It's gonna take
this is hundreds of years.
This is hundreds of years of programming that the hive mind has been operating. Of
awesome.
structure. Back in the days where Constantine, in 325 AD, set up this Council of Nicaea. And we're now at 2020. 2020. And the same system is still operating. On the planet, everywhere on the planet.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So this is just a summary. There's so much more details that can be spoken about. So I just wanted to keep this short for this recording.
Just to give the viewer a little bit of where your mindset was. This is awesome. So sure. As we close out, is there anything that you want to distinctly say real quick, or just anything else that you want to just notate for persons that will be viewing this video, just to get an idea of what they will be either purchasing or seeking to get more information on?
Well, just the original source of energy that we and the planet, derives its source from, or just derives its current from, is the sun. Like, it's very interesting that we have come this far to be so to easily, I say, be disconnected from our primary source. Yes. And this another way that I can share this with people, if you can see it, that the sun is being covered, is being shadowed by all of this. If you take all of that stuff out, then the origins of life that we know it, the trees, the grass, the animals that eat the grass, yes. Everything sustains life from the sun. So, this mind is something that is covering the original. So yes. If you see that, then, this whole art and this message that comes in my art is the attempt to get us back to source, to get people's mind back into thinking about the original source. Because moon money does not generate its own energy. It It
Yes.
steals it from the sun.
Yep.
So
Awesome. Well, Mr. Uday, we appreciate you giving us a little snippet of what's in your mind with this drawing. Again, we're going to be synopsizing the Hive Mind drawing today that was done in March of 2016. This is just a snort snippet. If you seek to get more information, we will have that available for you to have more of an interview process that we will dive more into these types of artworks that you have done. So as we close, again, this is the Hive Mind. This is Shakuri Uday, the artist, and we are signing off. Thank you very much for listening.